On today's Royally Us, we break down everything you need to know about Meghan's Netflix show, from reviews to surprise screenings and what's cooking in the kitchen. Plus, royal expert Marlene Koenig weighs in on Meghan's missteps with the show.
There's definitely within the entertainment business resentment and disappointment in Harry and Meghan.
While PR expert David Johnson suggests what Meghan should do next.
Well, she could always make a cameo on Suits LA.
Yes.
But no, seriously, if I were advising her right now, I would tell her take a break.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Royally Us. Hey everyone, and welcome to Royally Us. I'm Christina. That's Michaela. We have a lot to talk about this week, Michaela.
Yeah, it's been another busy week in Royals land, especially for Harry and Meghan.
Yes, especially for Harry and Meghan. So let's talk about it. After much anticipation, speculation, and fleeting sneak peeks, Meghan Markle's With Love Meghan dropped on March 4th on Netflix. Now, each episode features the Duchess in a Montecito home a simulation Montecito home that she shares with Prince Harry, where she demonstrates her tips on cooking, baking, crafting, hosting, and more as she receives visits from friends. It's over 8 episodes. Much of it features fresh produce from her gardens. She prepares elaborate, artful platters of fruit rainbows, pasta. She shows us that she's a beekeeper. She makes bath salts, tea parties, anything that you can think of that's crafty and homey. She has been doing it. So it has been getting some mixed reviews, to say the least. So overall, Michaela, what did you think of the show?
I think that if you're a Meghan fan, you will enjoy this show. I know there's definitely been a lot of mixed reviews. I can totally understand where some of the reviews are coming from because I think it would have been great if Meghan had used the show to maybe be a bit more open with the audience. I think maybe that was lacking a bit, but it was fun. It was lighthearted. It was fluffy. It was pretty harmless.
It was pretty harmless. No, I totally agree with you. I mean, for me, I wanted to love it. I just feel like sometimes it just didn't feel I don't feel like I'm getting the real Meghan. That's when I feel like when I'm watching it. I just like I still don't know exactly who she is. Like she seems like a lovely person that loves to make everything beautiful and wonderful for her friends and her family, which I get, but it's just something's not connecting for me in a certain way. And I'm a fan of hers. I think that she's great, but I just feel like sometimes when she speaks, it just doesn't feel like I don't want to say like not genuine, but I feel a little bit of a disconnect in ways. And I feel like that's maybe what a lot of people were saying as well, that we don't understand exactly maybe what As Ever is going to be. I know that she's going to be selling jams and things like that. And this is a great way to kind of kickstart that next chapter. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a bit of a disconnect.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's something a lot of people are picking up on. I'm seeing that kind of sentiment reflected in a lot of the reviews as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. But she seems like she's having a great time promoting it. She did pop up at some surprise screenings with some fans, which was great. She got some love from Prince Harry and her children, and it seems like everybody's really excited about it. The show is in the top 10 on Netflix, which she, shouted out as well. So people are interested.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's been nice seeing some of the nicer reactions, like her interacting with the fans that you mentioned, and um, all the talk around her being called Megan Sussex is quite funny as well.
Right. Yeah. And I know you have a couple great explainers on our website on smagazine.com right now, but a lot of people are picked up on her, with her conversation with Mindy Kaling being like, well, my last name's not Markle anymore. It's actually Sussex. But a lot of people were under the impression that their last name was Mountbatten Windsor. So why is it Sussex?
Yeah, so they do have the name Mountbatten Windsor, which all royals can use that name if they want to use it, but it's predominantly used by royals who no longer have a title or use HRH. And because Harry and Meghan still use Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they are officially the Sussexes. But some people are a bit critical of that because obviously they've left royal life. Should they still be using the title? It's up for debate. But yeah, there are some explainers that go into a lot more detail for anyone who wants to read those.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. Yeah. Did you have a favorite episode or a favorite moment?
I liked Mindy's episode. I thought she was really sweet. It is funny seeing the different guests' reaction and like they're just there for the drinks and the laughs and they don't really want to be put to work, I don't think. But
Right. You're like, I just want to sit here and enjoy the fruits of Megan's labor. But yeah, I mean, you get some good ideas when it comes to, kids and crafting and, some great house guest ideas. But yeah, I wonder if we'll see more of a connection going forward. But she has been making the rounds. She was on the Drew Barrymore show, and where she told a really fun story about Prince Harry. She said that he promised to never stop courting her before they got married. She reflected on the secret to her enduring relationship with her husband, like I said, on the Drew Barrymore show. While speaking to Drew, Meghan recalled babysitting for a dad who once told her, Meghan, when you meet your person one day, I want him to say to you the same thing I said to my wife when we got married, which is, I vow to always date my wife. Now, she passed on the words of wisdom to Prince Harry when they started dating back in 2016. I can't believe it's been almost 10 years. He goes, I vow to always date you. She remembered Harry telling her at the time. And she said that the practice of continuing to court one another well into their marriage has kept the spark alive. She said, we have this connection, I think, because we're so committed to treating each other the same way you did before you had a ring on it, before it was locked down, when you're just courting each other and you can see all the good and joy, that butterfly period. That's, I think, what keeps things really alive. And so it seems like they have a great marriage. And, if they can endure what they've been through, then I think they're going to do okay.
yeah, absolutely. That was really sweet. And some of the quotes from the Drew Barrymore show, I think it would have been nice if she had told little stories like that in the show, more so like that. I know she does mention Harry and the kids. But at the same time, if she had done that, then maybe she would have got the criticism that she's using her royal connections and it's too much. So I think that it's difficult. It's a thin line.
It is a thin line, and we've said it before. No matter what she doesn't do, it's kind of a lose-lose battle. People are always going to be critical of her. But I do agree with you. I think that we could have gotten some more personal nuggets from her regarding the family, and because that's really what I mean. People do want to hear that. I mean, I don't particularly care that Megan's never had Jack in the Box or like takeout or something, or she has. Like, I want to hear those little details and what the kids maybe are into, whatever she feels comfortable sharing to a certain point, or more about what life was like before Harry on Suits and things like that, or when they were first starting to date. I feel like that's what was missing. Like I was saying, that disconnect. I just don't feel like I'm talking, you don't feel like you're talking to a real person sometimes, I don't
Yeah.
know, but maybe she'll get another time around. But like you said, a lot of people have been really critical of Meghan, and I know that you spoke to royal historian Marlene Koenig about why she's still not resonating with the audiences. Take a look.
Why is she still so controversial even after leaving the royal family?
Well, I think it's multi-leveled. You have an element of social media that just harps on her day in and day out for every what they perceive to be an indiscretion. On the other hand, you have seen in the last few years, certainly the last 2 years, uh, media in the US, including entertainment media, such as the Hollywood Reporter, which is one of the Bibles of the entertainment industry, have critical articles, but critical articles with facts. And we've seen, and now, of course, we've had the ultimate piece, the Vanity Fair cover story, American Hustle. And they all make valid points. They're now basically 5 years into their life outside the royal family as working royals. I mean, they are still members of the royal family, but they haven't achieved the success they thought they would have by now. The only real success was the royal family piece they did on Netflix, because everyone wants to hear about the royal family. The Polo program did not do well. Same for the Invictus series, which of course is Harry's baby And he has every reason to be proud of it and watch it grow, because he got the idea from from Wounded Warriors, and then just ran with it. And it's a great thing for the military and for disabled soldiers. And, but you also have things where there's still the criticism of using their titles, which is difficult in the US. Now, I have said this to others and have advocated the one thing that they should have done is agree to not use the titles in business. So there's definitely within the entertainment business resentment and disappointment in Harry and Meghan. And we haven't even seen that much advertising for her lifestyle show. I hate the word cooking, a lifestyle show on TV, in print media, a couple of videos on her own Instagram. So you wonder how Netflix is approaching this.
I know she also spoke a lot about the titles and things like that too, and how, why the Sussexes keep going back to, we are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I mean, why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that because what I've heard from a lot of experts is Harry sees it as his birthright, which it is, because if you think about other royals who have never been working royals, which means they don't carry out duties, like Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, nobody would ever tell them that they can't be princesses. So I think that there is a strong case for that. It's something he was born with. But for the purpose of businesses and using it to promote TV shows and things, like that's where it can be a little bit tricky.
Definitely. All right. Well, we also spoke with PR expert David Johnson, who had this to say about what Meghan could possibly do next. Take a look. What project or venture do you think that she's best suited for? Is it returning to acting? I mean, we'll have to wait and see how this show kind of takes off on Netflix, but where does she go from here?
Well, she could always make a cameo on Suits LA.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, if I were advising her right now, I would tell her, take a break. She's overexposed herself. That's hurt her first. Second thing is, get involved in some charity. Remember, Audrey Hepburn years ago used to be involved with UNICEF. Become involved with something like that as the spokesperson. Go over to some of these areas that have been devastated and do some work, and don't really publicize it. Let the word leak out, but let it leak out by people that you've helped, not by having all the paparazzi go with you. That's what I would advise her to do. Adopt a cause. I mean, look, we know she loves dogs, she and Prince Harry. Get involved in animal rights activists, something like that. But take a step back from all of this stuff, because everything she seems now, it seems like she's trying to monetize everything rather than be a genuine caring person who cares about the general public.
I mean, he suggested a Suits LA cameo. I mean, I'm all for that. I think that would do wonders for maybe her reputation. And I think that, I don't know, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I would love it if she went back to acting. I think it would be great. Maybe she could star in a few films or something.
I think so too. I think she can kind of balance both. All right, moving on to some other news this week. Prince William showed off his Welsh language skills in honor of St. David's Day. He said during his speech, "Hello, today on St. David's Day, we come together to celebrate Wales, its history, its culture, and its incredible people." Now, he said in Welsh in a social media video shared back on March 1st, he said, "From its incredible landscapes to its language, Wales continues to inspire." He continued, "Today, we will celebrate everything magical about Wales, to all the people of Wales and everybody around the world. Happy St. David's Day." His message marked the first time that he delivered a full speech in the language. According to Hello and People magazine, the prince has been learning conversational Welsh. So I'm sure that a lot of people appreciated this. We're probably excited about it. It seems like he's working hard, so that's good.
Yeah, he is the Prince of Wales, so it's good that he is trying to envelop himself in the language and the culture, and maybe we'll see some more speeches going forward.
Definitely. And I know that he took some time out this week to mark the 5th anniversary of the COVID-19 pandemic. I can't believe it's been 5 years, but he did visit a hospital. And this was actually the hospital that the Princess of Wales was actually born in, right?
Yeah, that's right. And they have visited the hospital before, but this visit, it was to mark the anniversary, as you said. And it was also the hospital where the first COVID patient in the UK died, sadly. So it's good that he's going back and he is honouring it and seeing how far the hospital has come, because they have different like centres for well-being and gym and things like that for different staff members. So it's good to see that he's touring that and seeing what progress they've made since the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's been a little quiet for other members of the royal family. Thankfully, we have a lot of Harry and Meghan news to talk about, but it seems like it's a quiet time for the rest of the royals. Is that normal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that sometimes they try to avoid doing engagements at the same time, so not to take away the spotlight. Obviously, that doesn't apply to Harry and Meghan. They probably don't know each other's calendars at all.
Right.
But in terms of like if William or Kate has a big visit, I'm sure Charles will want to do something on a different day, especially with press as well, because they'll be battling out for the front page, so they don't want to do that.
All right, well, let's wrap it up with our pint-sized palace and Meghan, and a little bit more from Meghan's visit to Drew Barrymore. So Drew quizzed Meghan on what her children have picked up from their dad. I love this. She replies, oh, some of the words that they still say with a British accent. So they'll say zebra. And what else do they say? They have these little moments where it comes out. They have very American accents, but they say words that are just like him. And I think it's adorable. Zebra is the good one. I have children that watch Peppa Pig, and my kids also say zebra because so I understand that.
I love that. I love that. I'm sure anyone as well who has like a partner who is from a different country or with a different accent, they'll be able to relate in finding like words that you didn't realize was pronounced completely
It's
differently.
it's so funny because the first time I heard them say it, they're like, "Oh, mommy, that's a zebra." I'm like, "No, it's a zebra." No, no, it's a zebra. I'm like, "Okay," but that's so funny. I love that. That's what shows Meghan and Harry are just like us.
Exactly. That's what we need. More of that.
More of that. All right, Michaela, thank you so much for running down all things royals with me as always. Definitely a fun show with lots to talk about.
Definitely. Thank you. It's been great.
Definitely. All right. Well, let us know in the comments what you thought about Meghan's new Netflix show and what maybe you would have liked to see more of, less of. I'm sure you got a lot to say. So keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you guys next week.